I was the best dog poo picker-upper.
Okay, and we are live. Hello and welcome to The Hunt, a D&D 5e adventure set in a pastiche of 16th or 17th century Britain. It will focus a lot on real-world history, but change and stuff to make it, I want to say, less depressing. But, you know, I think we'll go with what it is, and every now and then I might drop in a little bit of fun facts about whether things, the real world history that's come from. I'm going to stop waffling, so I'm going to start introducing the players, starting with the beautiful and, dare I say, effervescent Charlie Reeds.
Oh, thank you. Very sweet.
So, Charlie, who are you playing? What's your race, your class, your name, and maybe like a sentence, a one-sentence manifesto for your character?
Okay, I will be playing Dickie. Dickie is a ranger, and they are a quick step. So they're just they're a wee little fella. And thing about Dickie is that whilst they are a highwayman now, they have not always been. They have lived in the forest, and they ended up there through a mishap with a hunt.
A hunt, you say? Why, that would be a great name for a campaign.
It would.
Just a hunt.
Yes, the follow-on from this one.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Charlie. And now I'm going to pass you over to speak to the beautiful and, dare I say, effervescent Connor.
I don't know what that word means, but I'll take it as a compliment. Hi. I'm playing Nycholas, a former witch hunter who's trying to do better.
What would you say Nycholas is? He's a paladin, if I remember correctly. What would you say his goal is for, not to put you on the spot, but in one sentence, what would Nycholas's end game be?
Well, I think the subclass pretty well encapsulates it of redemption.
He's got a lot of red in his ledger that he's... I can only think of the beginning of My Name Is Earl. It's like, I'm just trying to be a better person. Okay. Excellent. Thank you for that, Connor. I'm now going to pass over to the beautiful and, dare I say, effervescent Kelly.
Hello, I am playing a character named Lady Violet, and she is a changeling rogue. She is trying and attempting to be an incredibly normal person, but is somewhat dissatisfied with her rank in life, as it requires her to not be a changeling at all. So yes, I'm hoping to meet the rest of these adventurers on our way. It's going to be exciting.
Can you imagine if you didn't? Imagine if, for the entirety of this campaign, you never met each other. Or, you met each other briefly and then it all went off in
sliding
different
doors.
directions. Or, I was thinking Lord of the Rings. Oh, yeah, let's all meet and go on an adventure together. Oh, psych, we're actually doing 3 different adventures.
Your prep would be a lot more.
Guys, I invented a whole language for this campaign.
There's 7 books with appendices.
Is it on Duolingo yet? I'm here for it.
I don't know. And no, thank you, Kelly. And last, but by no means least, we have the beautiful and, dare I say, effervescent Ollie.
Every time you say effervescent, I keep thinking of those like dissolvable tablets that you put in a drink.
I keep thinking of
what they called?
The orange ones.
Yeah, you, but on a really good day. Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah. I'm Ollie. I'm playing Elaris Vael. I'm playing a sort of a archfey warlock. I've spent time hiding away in the woods, away from the world after a strange mishap, and sort of trying to work my way through and figure out why I've gained these powers and why I was sort of led down this path towards having to hide away from the world instead of being a part of it.
I have one quick question for you.
Yes.
In your communications with your patron who is yet to present themselves to you, you do have a means of communicating with them. Am I correct in saying that? Would you care to share with us what your patron's preferred method of communication is?
So I'm sort of followed around and also have in my possession a small frog that kind of hides his way in my clothes or follows me through in a kind of, sneaky way through the woods and just pops up and kind of communicates to me sort of the archfey's wishes and schemes and plots that they might be sort of going through to, kind of control me or direct me in a certain way.
You do.
I need him. He's my friend.
And weirdly, that's the most normal frog.
It is a very normal frog. There's nothing wrong with his eyes.
His eyes on the outside of his head.
Yeah, they're here. He looks around. That was more snaily, but
Okay, so I'm going to roll a d4, the first roll of the campaign, and I'm going to assign, basically just in the order you show up on the chat. So that is your government names in alphabetical order. So a 3, that would be Lady Violet. So it's a beautiful summer morning. The church bells are ringing within a small village to signify that the Lord of the Manor is getting married. The whole village has arrived, and no doubt his bride is beautiful and excited to be wed this fine day. Although the ringing of the bells over time slowly changes and just becomes one continuous alarm bell. Lady Violet, why do you think the alarm bell has changed from being a lovely wedding bell signal to just the sounding of the alarms?
Could it be perhaps that the bride has gone missing?
I think perhaps you may be right. Currently, you can see your forlorn husband shouting at you, like, "Get back here! That horse and you are both my property!" as he's fading into the background. He's got 2 stumbling guards, one who's handed a blunderbuss and hasn't loaded it. He's trying to get the gunpowder in. What is currently going through Lady Violet's mind as she makes her escape on this horse?
I think she's incredibly scared, but there's just a sense of absolute freedom running through, literally wind in the hair, and feeling rather excited about doing something different for once.
Okay. Can you please make a dexterity check for me, just very quickly?
Certainly can do.
A 17.
Nice.
The guard with the blunderbuss has managed to get it loaded in time. He fires, but luckily you're able to pull your horse to the side, and that is presumably when you throw your two fingers in the air and swear behind them, as their angry shouting gets quieter and quieter as you run through the forest towards what seems to be a clearing. What kind of things are you noticing as you're riding away?
I think I would be wanting to look out for people that might be watching or following me. And I would be looking for any escape roads I might be able to take, a direction that might look advantageous, perhaps.
Okay. So I think from doing that, could you make 2 checks for me, please? Could you please make a perception? Just to see if you're being what... Now, what is quite funny about doing it this way, is that I can see exactly where people are looking on, the page, because the mouse hovers over it.
A perception, yeah?
Yes, please. Okay, so with a 12, you can see that there are other people in this forest, but as far as you can tell, they don't seem interested. They've obviously looked up at the commotion that's gone by, but they haven't moved from their spot. They just appear to be writing in a journal, maybe documenting what's happened today. And the next check I'd ask you to make is a survival check.
Okay. Nat 20.
Oh.
First one.
First nat 20. You find a beautiful clearing ahead of you. You manage to go around and you realise that the path that you've been following by the trees has wound around so much that you can't even see or hear your former fiancé and his guards anymore. It's all quiet, and for the first time since you were essentially sold to the Lord of the Manor to be his bride, despite your own misgivings, this is the first time you've felt any sense of relief. In fact, you, for the first time since you were a child playing with your brother, it's the first time you've ever felt truly safe, as if someone was just giving you a big hug. As that thought crosses your mind, you see a beautiful woman walking towards you. She has a bright smile on her face. She's holding in her hand just a single crow. Well, you certainly seem to have quite a day.
You could say that.
Tell me, if it's not too much of an imposition, she says while she strokes the chin of her little crow, what brings you here into my usual meditation spot?
Oh, well, I suppose I was looking for some fresh air. Somewhere to perhaps read a book or just rest for a while, if you don't mind.
Can you please make either a performance check or a deception check?
Okay.
It is completely up to you which one you do. She looks at you and looks at her bird and then plucks a pinion feather from it and holds it like a quill. Wouldn't you know? I'm here to do the exact same thing. Tell me, what is it that you are reading? Are you attempting to right the wrongs of this world?
I'm reading some scriptures, trying to find myself closer to a sense of meaning, perhaps.
She laughs.
What are you finding yourself reading?
I guess you could say we are on a similar journey. I am also trying to find meaning and trying to bring balance to this chaotic world of ours. She opens her notebook in front of you, and you see it's just a list of names, some of which have been crossed out. Can you please make a perception check for me?
Oh,
Oh.
I am so damn perceptive.
The most perceptive.
I just want the rest of you players to know that Kelly is getting all the good rolls this session.
Yeah, this is the end for us.
Yeah.
I'm ready for my ones. Here we go.
The rest, you're all getting ones.
As she very briefly shows you the book and then whips it away again, in that time you saw there was one name that drew your eye, and it's imprinted into your memory as you saw it on the marriage contracts written out by your father. It is your former fiance's name, who is called Lord...
What names exist? They all of a sudden disappear. Lord Redmond.
Lord Redmond. You see that,
Yes.
and you got a 20, didn't you? You saw, aside some of the names that were crossed out, around Lord Redmond, a circle had been drawn with a little cartoon doodle of an arrow. She looks at you. In a world such as this, there are plenty who would see to tip the scales. I like to think those that have the power to make a difference should try and restore the balance in this way. Do you not agree?
I agree quite a lot, I suppose.
Yes, I would have thought so, Violet, given your history and everything that's led you to me today. Do you truly wish to restore balance? She looks at you, still in a very soft features and very gentle, but I would always expect... I should have known better than to expect a more committal answer from a changeling. Well, if that is how you feel, then do you mind if I get into something a bit more comfortable?
Yes, and I just kind of turn, as I'm assuming she's like gonna physically change, just kind of start.
As you turn away, you feel a gust of wind brushing across your face. Your horse, who is currently stood next to you, is the calmest you have seen it since you stole it and ran away. As you turn your head, the woman slightly further away now has presented herself with huge magpie-like wings. I hope you don't mind the cloak and dagger stuff, but sometimes these can be a bit conspicuous. I'm Morgana. And if you truly mean what you say about restoring balance, I have a proposal for you. Are you interested?
And just as easy as it is to adjust posture, she goes from a young woman with the brown hair tied back into a woman with incredibly pale skin and white hair. And she just goes, Better now than never, I suppose.
So, with that, Elaris.
Hello.
So, in a sunny yet foggy summer morning such as this, what would Elaris typically be finding himself doing?
I would be sort of walking through sort of a thick forest, looking around for herbs and roots or small mushrooms and maybe sort of small things to eat, maybe scraping off some tree bark to sort of make some kind of medicines and healing ointments. Just keeping my eyes, watching around, and then occasionally sort of looking left and right as though I'm almost like I'm hearing something, but not quite. Hearing the birds, watching birds fly over, and watching them for maybe just a bit longer than someone might do if they were just generally out in nature.
Yeah, so you're studying it as opposed to just experiencing it, and I can respect that for a warlock such as yourself. Does Elaris have any ideas of where his germinating powers have come from, or does he just tie it all to the frog?
So when Elaris left or ran out of the village that he was finding himself in at the time, he sort of found himself at like a small kind of, not lake but pond, I guess. And after sort of it had quietened down, he sort of found himself looking into the lake, and the sort of his reflection was sort of not what he thought. It sort of shifted and changed slightly, and he noticed on the sort of the center of the neck of the reflection of himself in the water, he noticed this small sort of carving or brand that started to glow in blue. And as he was, taken aback, sort of placed his hand there, and he can feel sort of the indentation of this brand appear in him. And obviously he can't look down and see it, but he sort of keeps trying to do this in the water to kind of try and see what it is and figure out where. He has no memory of this appearing, and why is this now happening?
And since then, it's communication with amphibious friends.
It is a sort of small lily pad on the water, sort of floats towards, and the frog, is sitting on there, floating towards him.
So if you were foraging, you would expect to see your frog nearby, but maybe not as close as it currently is today. It's right at your feet, as if it has. Tell you what, can you make a animal handling check for me, please?
I can. Great.
So you lean down to the frog, and it immediately hops away from you and just stares at you with its wet and round frog eyes. It turns away and then skips in a different direction towards the pond that you have made your base, or I suppose your base of operations, your camp. But then on its way, it stops and turns around again and just sits there patiently looking at you. What do you think this frog is expecting of you?
It almost sort of feels like it wants me to follow it. So maybe I'll sort of slowly kind of get up from my kind of crouched position that I was sort of in whilst I was foraging, and sort of take a step forward, just one sort of step, and then just wait and see what happens.
As you take one step forward, It does the same thing. It turns around and hops away, then faces you again.
I'll take 2 steps and sort of see if it kind of follows my pattern of movement.
Can you make an insight check for me, please?
I can. There we go. Oh, maybe we're not all the bad rolls today.
All right. It's been a really great session, guys. I'll see you later.
Yes.
No,
It doesn't
The
bode well
chances-
for the rest of the campaign.
Just
It's going to be like only ones.
Well, statistically speaking, the chances aren't changing. So if we're going to be positive about it, maybe all of you will get 20s this session.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So with the 20, you can almost make out from its blank, vacant, primal expression, it almost seems to nod. To anyone other than you, it would be imperceptible. It would just be the twitches of a random frog, but it's giving you a nod of approval. And it's starting to croak. And you got a nat 20, didn't you? So, as it's croaking, normally when you hear it, it gives you like a sign or a very vague image in your mind explaining what it is that it wants you to do. But if you didn't know better, you could swear you could make out words inside the croaks themselves. An audible sound, like you stick your finger in your ear just to double check, and it is definitely making sounds. As you approach closer and lean down and the croaking words become clearer, you're convinced that it is, in fact, coming from this frog. As the rest of the glade around you seems to fall to complete silence, you can finally hear what words the frog is croaking at you. Bud. Wise. You'll have to excuse me. I seem to have an even smaller frog in my throat. Let me start this again. With your budding powers, a wise man must err on the side of caution. But the world we live in has no need for wise men. Harlequins and jesters are exactly what we need. Anyway, it's back to camp. As it says that, it skips away, skips through a bushel, and starts heading in the direction of your camp. What would you do in that situation? What is Elaris going to do? Is Elaris going to follow? Is Elaris going to check himself in?
Straight to the mentee hospital. I'm like, it's definitely a mentee B. I sort of look around and like kind of see if there's like people. I like take a couple of steps to the left or step to the right. See if there's like someone trying to play some kind of strange trick on me with some kind of magic or something like that.
Okay, can you make an investigation check, please?
I can. That's not good.
Okay, so as far as you can see, there is no one else around that you can... You can't see the fact that any person would be playing a trick on you. Like, that just wouldn't be clear to you. As far as you can tell, it's just as they appear.
So once I've sort of kind of checked and, I'll sort of make sure I've like sort of pat myself down, make sure I've kind of closed all my pockets of all my herbs and weeds and many barks, and kind of make my way slowly, following where the sort of the path of the frog, sort of going round the bushel, making my way back towards my camp. sort of thinking over why I'm currently following this strange frog and feeling at my neck, sort of like it doesn't feel pain, but it's sort of strange that that's there.
It's like
And making my way kind of back.
a week after getting a new tattoo, where it's got that doesn't hurt anymore, but it has that weird warmth to it.
Like, yeah, sort of you still like something feels different, but you can't tell what.
Okay, so as you get to your camp, you can see a tree stump it's either been there the whole time and you've never really given it much mind, or it's completely new. But either way, a tree stump that you've never really given much thought to before, the sunlight seeming to accent it. The frog skips past a couple of mushrooms that are all currently in a line, forming a circle around the area that this tree stump is in. And the frog, with one I mixed leap and jump.
Yeah.
And I landed on lump. So with one swift lump, the frog places itself on top of the tree stump and scuttles around in its little froggy way, moving its back legs, and is now facing you. And again, it's giving that almost imperceptible nod to say, come on.
Sort of, start to walk forward and look at this line of mushrooms or the circle of mushrooms and think to myself, this wasn't here when I left earlier. And then I sort of come to the kind of edge, the precipice of this row of mushrooms, and sort of step over and slowly walk towards this stump that seemingly is new to me in my camp, thinking, okay, did my camp move? Did I forget where I put it?
Can you please make an Arcana check for me?
I can. Come on, good roll.
Okay, well, that's not a terrible roll.
Not bad.
I mean, and also for a fledgling warlock such as yourself, you would at least recognise a fairy circle when you saw one.
I would.
Which is very clearly what this frog is leading you into. The strange thing is you cannot remember. I mean, your fishing spot is right over there. Like, you cannot remember ever seeing this before, but you also can't tell if it's just you don't even have any memory of it. It's not like you've forgotten it or it's brand new. It doesn't feel out of place. It's always been there, but it just does not occupy any part of your brain. Why do you think that might be?
Sort of think back to, I've maybe been in the woods for maybe not months, but a few weeks, and thinking I must have just forgotten, and then I sort of think back to when I was looking into the pond and remembering my sort of image of myself sort of fade and change, and think maybe there's something about me that's changed other than this brand, and maybe I wasn't able to see this before. Maybe this was always here, but I couldn't see it. And now that I have this brand and have these sort of newfound, obviously slight powers that I haven't really got to grips with yet, that now that I have them, I can see this sort of other side of the world that I was sort of imperceptible to me before. Sort of like seeing the Matrix, but
it's I think given your esoteric knowledge and the world that's currently surrounding you, you would be aware of the fact that, well, there are at least stories of the beautiful folk who live in the same space that we do, just in places that are normally imperceptible to us. And if your mind were to be awakening, these imperceptible places would become slightly more perceptible, I guess. So with that in mind, are you going to step into the circle?
Sort of think to myself for a moment and think about the last few minutes and just go, well, there's clearly something changed here, and I'm intrigued. I've got nothing else to lose. I've been in this forest for weeks, and I'm just hiding out, and feel like I'm just sort of getting by, but not sort of I'm kind of maintaining the fact that I'm hidden away, but still slightly worried about being spotted at some point. So I sort of make my way to the edge again and just sort of step inside and kind of not like open myself up, but just kind of like sort of step inside and relax as I walk through and see what happens. But always sort of like watching the frog.
As you step through, the world you step into is identical and exactly the same as the world outside of the fairy circle. Except you feel much more at home here than you have ever felt in any world before. As you're noticing it, your senses are comforted by the familiar smell of the detritus on the ground and the rotting leaves. The feel of wind and autumn air going through your beard is the same, yet it brings you more comfort. As you look to the tree stump to behold your froggy companion, you see that just your emotions isn't quite the only thing that has been changed upon entering the circle.
That's the coolest looking dude I've ever seen.
Little guy.
I knew you weren't a wise man and you would step into here. Come, Elaris, come! We have much to discuss.
Sort of make my way forward, and I like his hat. It's good stuff. Make my way forward and go. How do you know my name? What is this place?
Well, you've probably noticed that little scratch on your collarbone. The rather stylish number. My idea. You probably suspect that there's somewhere that your powers are coming from. A great, powerful entity. Well, that's my boss. And while he's not ready to meet you yet, he has high hopes for you and sent me along to see if we are on the same page. But obviously, how rude of me. He jumps up, dusts himself off before immediately sitting back down in the exact same position to show a complete exercise in pointlessness. I'm Puck, and I am the emissary for the king and queen of the other realm where you now sit. And I have a question for you. Answer as honestly as you care. Are you enjoying these newfound senses and these newfound powers?
Sort of look at him and kind of take it all in, thinking it to myself and going, king and queen and like what? And then I come back to his sort of question and go, they're strange, but they are making me feel less alone in the world, but fearful of what the world might think of these powers if they were to be known to the general the general population. It was why I was kind of run out of where I was before, but maybe there's a reason I was run out. Maybe this is why I ended up in this forest. So,
yes, you one lives, as we call you, can be a little bit close-minded when it comes to the gifts of my people. The boons, the curses. As he says that, he just stares at you blankly for what feels like years, but it can only be a couple of seconds. But no, you are correct. There is unity in what we have granted, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about before. If you were willing to join our little team and maybe see if we can make things a little bit more fair for your kind and people who are slightly different to the others, perhaps Oberon would present himself to you. What say you?
I look at him again and go, well, I'd like to understand these powers more, so I guess the answer is yes. I will join you in whatever endeavors are in store.
He chuckles to himself and goes, I knew I was right to tell Oberon about you. You are certainly no wise man. And you are the clown that our party needs. Are you aware of a certain idiosyncrasy that befalls the Fey folk? We tell our stories backwards, so for me, I'm right at the end. But if you wish to find out more, then please, you have to follow me and walk exactly as I do. He stands up and starts doing a crouched little march towards the water.
I'll sort of slowly crouch and then just I just sort of slowly just do this.
Can you make a performance check for me, please?
I can.
Ooh, very nice.
Not bad. That's a good frog walk.
As you're doing your little marching frog walk, Puck turns around and looks at you and... the way you move, I wouldn't know you had bones. I'd say you were natural. Anyway, going back to the telling stories backwards thing, I do sincerely apologise for what's about to happen. Now, let me roll that D4 again. Let's see who's going next.
Oh dear.
A 2. Nycholas. So, Nycholas has moved a little bit further out than the rest of you have in surrounding the forest around Coldwater City. Nycholas, you said to me previously that you had a slight affinity for the sea. Is that correct?
Well, it's comforting.
So, how long would you say Nycholas has been away from the witch hunting tribunal?
I think probably not super long. Probably only a couple of months at most.
And was there
still kind of in the haze of trying to figure out what to do?
And was there a inciting incident that made Nycholas go, this isn't for me anymore, this is...
Yeah, there was a incident where it ended up that he made a call, he made a judgment, he made a promise, and all of that got ignored, and things that he didn't want to happen happened.
I think for a man like Nycholas as well, a man who is driven primarily by his own word and his own honour, that would be a very difficult thing to combat. It would be antithetical to the reasons he thought he was becoming a witch hunter. Like, okay, well, I'm going to try and make the world a better place, and slowly learning that the the favors are not on the side of the people. They are serving someone else. So you're towards the south coast, just where the forest breaks into the coastline. Remembering, shortly I will explain the layout of the land. And the tide is slowly washing away. What's currently going through Nycholas's mind?
I think he's or it would be he's staring out at the sea, just kind of. It's probably there's been quite a bit of prayer. I think this is one of the moments where it's kind of a cut or compartmentalizing the fact that what his life has been up until now hasn't been what he thought it was. Yeah, and he's starting to see everything in a new light still.
I think it's definitely a thought that those of us above 30 can sympathise with. It's like, how did I even get here? I've turned into a Talking Head song. That was a little reference for my Talking Head fans. So as you're staring, you see the tide slowly pulling away the sand and almost turning it over. Can you please make a nature check for me?
Okay. I don't have proficiency, so unless I suddenly get it from somewhere, I don't believe I will.
So a 15 is still pretty good. And you see, as that happens, you see, as the more sand it pulls away, you start to see lumps of wood sticking out of the ground. This is a place that you frequently walk along, and it's not something you've ever noticed before. As you're standing there and the tide is pulling more and more sand away, you notice a ring of stumps scattered around a much larger broken down tree that is placed and buried in the middle. And for you viewers, I will say that this place is based on a place called Seahenge, which is a real ancient phenomena that exists in Suffolk, just in the north coast of Suffolk. So seeing this and the tide coming further and further out, what would Nycholas do upon seeing this?
There's there's a debate in the mind of, is this a trick from something, or is this a sign from a higher being? And the sign, or the hope of it being a sign, kind of wins out as they slowly begin to make their way towards making sure that, they're anything that they did have on their feet's long taken off at the place where it won't get completely ruined, as walking into the recently evacuated?
Yeah.
The recently revealed land.
You hope that your feet are very firmly on this plane of existence and aren't going to get whisked away. And that's understandable. You have plenty of unfinished business on this plane of existence. You have wrongs to right, and you have a story to carve out for yourself. One that you know is befitting a man who only wants to do the best that he can. So you start moving towards this circle of wood with the large one in the middle. Right now, it's going to be my new hyperfocus. Welcome to my world of just me, just like, oh my god, Charlie, did you know how many black dogs are spotted in Essex?
That was me though with the witch hunts in general. That's my special interest. So it's me going, do you know what a cunning man is? Do you want me to read the entire Wikipedia article to you on what a cunning man is? Do you want me to tell you all the stats and figures about all the cunning men?
But our very own cunning man, Nycholas, is walking towards... I only found out how you spelt segue the other day. It's with a U.
Yeah, it's not like the little
Seagull.
the little bike thing.
What?
Seagull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Segue, not WAY. But so Nycholas is walking towards it. Looking at the surrounding logs, can you please make a nature check for me? Another one, sorry. Maybe
Okay.
perception, actually, I think, for this one.
Okay, perception. I have proficiency in this one. Doesn't help me.
Okay, so you continue to walk around, and as far as you can see, all of these lumps of semi-rotting, semi-petrified wood seem like curled up balls as you're circling around trying to get the answer that you thought, like, if it's a sign, there must be something. As you walk around, your eyes darting around, trying to find just a clue, what kind of thing would you be looking for and to take it as a sign?
Sorry, it was just a very loud noise outside. I think
That's okay.
that was getting into a fight. Yeah, I think there's like a bit of confusion, or like not even like fully cemented on what the sign would be. There's like kind of a desperate look around and trying to find anything, seeing if if there's any like the creases of the wood spell out any words miraculously. If there's like some sort of like a fruit that's been blooming on this long dead wood, or just anything really.
So, have you ever heard the phrase failing to see the wood for the trees? As you're looking for minutia in the centuries-old wood, you feel something grab your ankle. As you look down, you see it's a slightly blue hand. One of the stumps that you walked by while looking for tiny details in the sand and trying to find fruit and flowers, you see a young, beautiful woman sat there who is now turning to you. As she stands up and walks across the pool of water, circling it, almost to display herself in her majesty. She's wearing what appears to be Roman or Bronze Age armor, and holding in her hand a massive trident. Can you make a perception check for me, please? Just a very quick one.
Yeah.
This one's going to be quite a low DC.
Middle of the road.
Okay, middle of the road. Gets the job done. You can see that while she's walking across what is now effectively a large puddle in the centre of Thalherm, not only is she not causing any ripples, but she's also not reflecting into the water. She puts down her shield and she puts down her trident and extends a hand. Nycholas, I have waited for you to come and finally meet me. I am Cordelia, and I am recruiting.
There's definitely just taking in, like, this situation, just kind of definitely taking probably a little bit too long to compute what's going on. As it's there's so much going through his head that words don't end up escaping the mouth.
As you're completely agape and stammering, she smiles a very gentle smile. And despite her blue nature, you sense nothing but warmth from her. She takes your outstretched hand, which is extended just on instinct, places it in both hands, like, be calm. We are all friends here, and I wish only to converse with the future captain of my army.
There's like a calming deep breath and a small meditation to himself, reciting a small prayer in his head before coming to a more calm state.
Just out of interest, when you say, because a couple of times now you've mentioned Nycholas reciting a small prayer to himself, who is he praying to exactly?
Definitely the god that he's been brought up with, the one that he spent most of his life serving, and the one that he believes is, or whose word has been corrupted into what he used to do, and secretly hopes is not, and he hopes is not, actually wanting what he was doing to, or, to be what he, or what's to be done.
Almost sensing your apprehension and hearing the words that you're muttering to yourself, her gentle grip on your hands gets tighter. She looks at you, her warm and gentle face cracking into something much harsher as she steps away and pulls up her weapons once more. You may pray to your god now, but know that you are dealing with much older gods than he. As she says he, she almost spits out the word. This is our land, and we will take it back. Nycholas, there is plenty of red in your ledger, and you will be my soldier. With that, she immediately calms down, takes your hand again. I am excited to have you join my army in this fight, Nycholas. She looks over your shoulder. And we will talk further on this. But right now, it seems you have other things to worry about. Okay, now I don't need to roll for this one. Because, last but by certainly no means least, it is my beautiful fiancée. Dickie, it is a cold autumn night on the road between the capital and the city of Coldwater. What would Dickie currently be doing? What's his usual plan of action for a night such as this?
I think Dickie would be probably hiding behind a tree somewhere, looking at the roads, trying to see if there are any carriages going past, maybe seeing if there are any big parties going on where rich people might be going to and fro, and seeing if any of these carriages have any rich people in them who are flaunting their goods to the poor people who live along these roads, who never see such worthy things, all these riches and pearls and diamonds, and just sort of hanging out in the bushes and waiting for, I don't know, something terrible to happen to them so he can pounce and keep some of them for himself.
Okay, so Dickie's currently... So he's looking for ostentatiousness for the rich who not only are rich, but they lord it over the proletariat.
Yeah.
Punk rock icon Dickie the Highwayman.
Trying.
And what exactly is the kind of thing that he's looking out for? What would be the difference between an honest man who makes a decent living for his family and, I don't know, the head huntsman in the village fox hunt, for example?
So Dickie would be looking out for what kind of carriages they have, what kind of horses they have, if they have like a gilded carriage or something like that, then he knows that they are spending money frivolously and not being responsible with their money. They're not just trying to get from one place to the other, they're trying to send a message by flaunting their value to other people.
So, like, if the horses had, like, headdresses on, for example.
Yeah, like if they were all done up and they have, like, all the stuff on the outside to show that they have money, they don't just have money, they need other people to know that they have money.
So, something like this, for example.
Yes.
Yes.
That's me, just chilling out behind a tree, keeping an eye on things. Nothing suspicious.
So you said you would wait for something terrible to happen to them so they would stop their coach.
Yeah.
What would Dickie do? Because presumably Dickie isn't just going to wait for fate. Like, Dickie's exiled fate. He knows better than to wait for things.
Yeah. So Dickie has gone through sort of different phases of seeing other people do highwayman stuff, of like stopping the coaches and threatening them and things like that. So he's picked up a few things along the way. So he's started to venture out on his own to try and get his own carriages and his own goods. So he has tried to set up traps. Things that would stop the horses, things that would spook them and maybe stop them from going so fast, so they could be stopped, and then he could get into the carriage and threaten them all, redistribute some of the wealth, make it all a bit more even playing field for the town folk that he's come to love.
Okay, so Dickie has heard the telltale sound of fresh iron on the hooves of a very heavy carriage made from, presumably living in the forest and being part of the fairy folk, you would know mahogany when you heard it.
Oh, absolutely.
The jangling of gilded chains and the raucous laughter muted by padded walls within a stagecoach. You hear that coming towards you. is Dickie going to pounce?
I think knowing that this was a rich carriage and seeing that the horses have their little silly hats on, he's like, no, you don't put silly hats on horses. That's not fair. Horses have suffered enough. I'm gonna save these horses from having to wear silly little hats. So Dickie's gonna try to grab some brambles or grab some thorns and throw them onto the road to try and at least slow the horses down so that he could try his hand at a hold up, but with a bit more success so he doesn't get trampled by horses. I'm very concerned about horses.
Okay, could you please make... I think this is going to be a survival check. Okay, a 13. So...
Okay. I can deal with that.
As you throw the brambles and it scratches the side of the front horse, it whinnies slightly. That is what it's called, isn't it? When they go... "Brrr!"
Yeah.
And starts to veer the cart towards the side of the road. Now would be the time that Dickie would know to bring it to a stop completely. What could Dickie do? It's saying things like, what could Dickie do?
What would Dickie do?
Dickie, named after famous highwayman Dick Turpin.
Yes.
So what would Dickie do to bring the carriage to a stop completely?
So he uses his small limber nature to jump up to where the what are they called? Horse wranglers? Driver, I suppose.
Driver.
Horse wrangler.
Let's go with horse wrangler. Yeah, that's
I prefer that. I think that sounds way more jazzy.
a cabman, if you like.
Cabman.
Yeah.
And plus, it's like a they're black horses, so it's a black cabman.
He knows all of the back roads. You can't get that on an Uber.
I was going to say, I bet we've just unlocked his accent. I think Dickie would...
Bloody hell!
He would just hold one of his guns, just crossing his arms like this and just hold it next to him, turn to him and just say, I think it's probably for the best that you stop this carriage now. I'm not after you. I'm after them.
Can you make an intimidation check with advantage, please? I think that was well executed enough. I'm going to skip over the athletics check just because of you being a...
Oh, jeez.
Okay. You mean I can go?
Sorry?
You mean I can go and you're only after the boss?
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, you can go. It's a bit of a walk, but...
Don't have to tell me twice.
Dickie shouts after him, the nearest pub is down that road.
Right you are, sunshine.
Oh dear.
And he sort of skips off. He pats the horses as he goes. I think he has quite a warm relationship with the horses. So now you hear banging coming from inside of the carriage. All the windows are mysteriously blacked out. But you know you've heard that banging before in your highwayman pursuits. That's cabman, why are you not moving? Why have we stopped? Can you make... Oh, sorry. I was going to ask if you could make a perception check for me, please.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just a straight roll. I don't have anything on this. Okay.
So
Middle.
you can hear muttering in low tones of a man. You can't make out what he's saying, but given the tone of his voice, he isn't talking to a contemporary. He's probably talking to his dog. It's probably one of those tiny little status dogs.
Aw.
They know the imported ones from like the Far East, just to show how wealthy he is. It's probably something like, you imagine it's probably something like that.
Like a little Shih Tzu.
Like a Shih Tzu.
It could be, but either way he's talking to you. You can just hear the muffled voice of him. You know,
Okay. Okay, so did the driver leave any like hat or cane or whip or anything there?
no, he took
He took everything.
he tied off the reins on
Yeah.
the clove on the front of the coach,
Yeah.
so the horses at least wouldn't run away.
Yeah.
And he just took his hat, his cane, and just sauntered off to the pub.
Just wanted off to the pub.
Off.
Fair enough. Okay,
Clock it
so
off early. Poets' Day, isn't it? Bits off early tomorrow, Saturday. We have all met that man. We have all been in a cab with him. Like, I know for a fact
Yeah.
we have.
Yeah.
100%.
So I'm gonna pull down my hat just so it's like shading my eyes. Swing myself around to the door. I take a nice stealing breath and just be like, just kick open the door. Be like, I am so sorry to tell you, but you are being robbed.
As you see the terrified nobleman look at you, he's clearly panicked. His little dog, it was a King Charles Cavalier.
A
that
cavalier.
He's just holding it. He puts the dog down. It's like, oh no, not I. Surely you don't mean to rob me, do you? As he says that, his face turns from fear into a steeled expression. His eyes start to glow. Surely you don't mean to steal from me, stable boy. He stands up in the carriage, removes his hat as giant antler horns start to sprout. The dog, contorting and clicking on the ground, grows
Not the
into a
dog.
black
No.
hellhound. He stands up. He drops his overcoat in one swift movement, and he reveals.
Oh, like a full Rocky Horror Picture Show moment.
Yeah, exactly like that. Or
Cool.
like tosses it away to show the ancient Fey hunting armor of King Hurler. Now, you mentioned briefly what your job was before you came to the human realm.
Yes.
Why don't... Because obviously we're saying now that King Hurler is here.
Uh-huh.
So who is King Hurler to you?
Oh, King Hurler is the leader of the hunt, the king of the hunt. He is
The Wild
The-
Hunt.
the wild hunt, not just any hunt, the wild hunt. And he was essentially my boss, I guess. The leader of my tribe, my pack. And I used to work for him. I used to be on... I had a very important job with him.
What was that important job?
It was waste management
So
in the hunt.
there are many stories of the Wild Hunt in British folklore. Different leaders of the hunt. King Hurler is the one that I chose to use for this campaign. But there is a common theme of the dogs of the hunt, their poo turning into gold. And so Dickie's job was waste management in the sense that he had to collect that poo before
Yes.
it would turn to gold and humans would get a hold of it and basically become the rich kind of person that Dickie hates.
Exactly. I took my job as poo management very seriously. I was the best dog poo picker upper. because
That's
you
the
know, you can't
soundbite
just...
for this, by the way.
It's
Like,
like-
if anyone's going to make a clip of it, make it of Charlie saying I was the best dog poo picker upper.
Yeah, I was. It was my pride. And yeah, so, you know, I was going to work my way up the ladder, but unfortunately, my career prospects of poo picker upper were thwarted in its prime.
And why was that?
Well, part of my job as poo picker upper was to follow the hunt and scan areas where the hunt was going to go, like on the periphery of the land that they were hunting on. And I came across a young mortal, a child, and I warned them to get off the land, that, you know, it was dangerous, that there was going to be a hunt, and that isn't the proper thing to do.
Yeah, you revealed. Not only did you reveal the hunt to the mortals,
Yeah.
you saved a mortal life in direct contradiction to what the hunt is for.
Yes, which was very much frowned upon, and I didn't hand him over to King Hurler, which was when he found out he was not too fond of that, and so he promptly kicked me out.
And now stood before you. What? So, where are you currently inside the carriage with him?
I'd said I'm in the doorway.
In the door. So, as you see King Hurler reveal himself, what's the first thing that Dickie's going to do?
See if there's something I can throw at him, because instantly this man terrifies me, and I want this to go away as quickly as possible, and I just want to get out of there. I am so terrified of being told off that I just panic, and I'm just looking around for something to throw at him so I can try and jump out of this carriage and run away from him. I'm terrified.
Can you make a perception check for me, please?
Pocket sand.
Just
Yeah, literally, I'm just like, oh my god, I hate this.
maybe not perception, maybe survival actually would be better to see
Survival?
if you can find anything to throw at him.
Brilliant. Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Okay.
on the bench,
I'm not going to throw the dog at him.
the dog would be too
putting
big.
that out there.
The dog would be
Huh?
too big for you to throw.
You don't know how strong
I
am.
do. I can see your character sheet.
-1 strength, actually, so not very strong. Maybe if it was busy.
So on the bench next to it, you see a pile of. It looks like gold chippings. From experience, it's wood shavings that have turned to gold that have just piled up on the side of the bench right next to where you're stood. So you're presumably going to grab them and.
Yes, try to throw them at him.
Okay, can you make an athletics check from it? No, sleight of hand, please.
A sleight of hand.
Oh, there it is.
Yay!
Yay!
I did it.
As you,
Yeah.
as you,
Perfect.
as you reach round to grab these gold shavings, you twist and scuffle and kind of fling them about over you, and it just looks like it's sprinkling down over you like confetti.
Oh, I look beautiful though.
You look
Sparkly.
terrified. Fairy sweat is dripping down your forehead.
Yeah.
The small amount of confetti land just slowly drifting below King Hurler's face. The large dog looking up and trying to snap at it as it's coming, trying to grab it out of the air. Are you pleased with how that went?
No, Your Majesty, no, I'm not. I imagined it going very differently.
Well, let's hunt, shall we?
I don't really.
You see him picking up his bow, pulling an arrow from his quiver, and lining it straight at your face.
We could hunt Yeah, I mean,
Are you going to stand there while he's got his arrow trained at you?
I'm just kind of assuming that he's aiming at something over my shoulder. So I'm just like trying to move out the way.
So you notice
I'm
that
just-
he's like, as you move, the arrow is going with you, and it's very clearly just pointing
I'm just doing that
right
thing
at your
where-
eye.
I'm just doing that thing where people are in the doorway and like, sorry. oh.
Stable boy, I knew you were a fool, but please do not look this gift horse in the mouth. I'm giving you the chance to run.
Oh, okay. And I immediately heel turn out of there, jump and roll as I land.
Oh, cool.
In the forest. Yeah. I don't think twice.
As you do, you hear heavy footsteps of his boots stepping out of the carriage. You hear him loudly saying, "What's the matter, little one? I thought you loved the mortals. Now you turn into robbing them." Can you make a dexterity check for me, please?
Yeah.
Dodge roll, dodge roll, dodge roll.
Oh,
Oh,
my god!
yeah.
as you're running away, you feel an arrow burning hot. So the fire that comes from the wild hunt and the fires of hell themselves searing into the back of your shoulder as he manages to get you. It doesn't knock you on the ground yet, but you are in searing pain, and something else that comes with the arrow of Hurler is crippling fear and panic. Similar to the god Pan, which is where we get the word panic from.
Ah.
I've got another choice for you, little one. You can either take your punishment and I'll drag you back down, or you can take your chances with the mortals you love so much. And with that, let's talk a little bit about the world that we're in. I would like to present to you the kingdom of Britannia. So this is the land that you're currently existing in. You are, as it stands, we're here in the small constituency, what's the word I'm looking for? A former kingdom. The kingdom as it stands now is more of a collection of lots of smaller countries that have begrudgingly been tied together with the union of the queen who had already united Alpheus and Vaticia, marrying the king of Caledonia. Quite interestingly, the king of Caledonia has two titles. He is King James I of Alpheus, and he is King James VI of Caledonia because of how he married. I can see Kelly's face like light up as I said that, like knowing that she gets a history reference. That's based on Mary Queen of Scots, who married King James, thus uniting the United Kingdom. And Britannia is another word that the Romans called this fair island of ours. This area around here in the northwest is Vaticia, which is where primarily all these events have happened in. At the southernmost point, we have places like Thalherm, which is where Nycholas came into contact with Cordelia. And in the most northerly point, you have where Violet had escaped her wedding. Most of the story is going to take place in the city of Coldwater. Another fun fact, Chelmer, that the city of Chelmsford is named after, is Old English for cold water. Hence the city being called the City of Coldwater. So the City of Coldwater, it is Saturday morning. There is huge excitement in the town. Everyone has gathered. They are making their way to the city centre. It is their favourite day of the week, because today is the day where the witches get hanged. And oh boy, in a time before TV, and if you're indoctrinated to believe the hatred that is spewed by the people in power, this is the best day to form a rabble, go to the nearest day-old vegetable carts, and wait outside the ropes just so you can see some heathens fall. And you'll be talking about it all week. Maybe someone you've accused is going to be there. Who knows? Today is a particularly exciting day because not only does it make the streets safer from notorious criminals, but there are some confirmed magic users and even a deserter who are all past sentencing, and the only thing that is left is for them to drop.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a show we've got for you today. We have some of the most wanted criminals in all of Verticia. They've had their trial, and now for your amusement, are gonna see the drop. Whoa, whoa. You hear the crowd going hysterically insane. The thought that the famous highwayman and the weird guy who lived by the lake and that horrible woman who left her poor husband at the altar and the filthy deserter, they are all going to drop today. There's also someone else. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you're probably wondering how we managed to get such illustrious criminals and witches in our midst. Well, there's a story for each of them. On the far left, we have the great warlock Elaris, who walked of his own volition into the hands of the witch hunt themselves. Some say, as he was apprehended, he was stomping like a frog.
Why? Why?
The changeling who broke the heart of our beloved Lord Redmond was just waiting around to be caught. She had no idea that the wedding ring, gifted to her by her generous husband, was laced with iron. And so she stood trial and now stands before you. As he says that, again, the crowd start cheering. You know him. You love to hate him. It's the famous highwayman, Dickie the Green. And as he was running, it is said, he was in so much fear that he ran straight into the hands of the constabulary.
Why am I greeting them? Like, "Hello."
So,
Alright.
please get that man.
When I made this art piece, I was going for, please just take me. Well, also, I didn't know if you were going to try and fight Hurler, so that could also potentially be you've accidentally ran into them. Like, oops, sorry, I didn't see you there.
Well, I mean, I could have some glitter in my eye, like some confetti, so I might be a bit dazed from that.
Like, why are you sparkly?
We all hate running into former colleagues, but none so much as the deserter Nycholas, who was found just wandering around muttering about a lady he had communed with. If that's not corroboration with witches, I don't know what is. And last but by no means least, we have an old man who is giving out herbs. He's a cunning folk. What they called, Charlie?
Cunning folk. No, you're right.
Cunning folk. Everyone agreed. He's going to drop as well. As he says that, the old man looks up for a moment, then just looks into the sky, feeling the rain on his face, much like Natasha Bedingfield before anyone else.
Damn it.
A guard walks up and one by one places a noose around your neck. I know you guys have got it in you to escape this. I just need to know what your plan is. Presumably you would have all met each other in the cage just behind the gallows, where currently they're keeping a bunch of, as far as you can tell, innocent women who are all tied up, have all been accused by partners or rivals, and are currently awaiting their performance, as the town crier would say.
Do we have? I assume we don't have anything on us. Apart
No,
from,
you
obviously, our
have
garb.
nothing but your wits, and spellcasters have obviously a slight advantage. Or people with like magical powers have a slight advantage. I know some of you are very strong, but something I know that all of you have in common is you're plucky, and that is what's going to save you here.
I definitely feel like I could get them more riled up if we want to. I don't know if that's a good idea, but I could.
I think you should.
kind of
Definitely gonna die now.
If they start throwing stuff at us, that could give us something to use.
You
You
do
there,
see-
lady. Throw that knife at me.
Well, people are currently gathering, as I mentioned before, the day-old vegetables like turnips and cabbages, and probably not tomatoes because they would have been too sought after at this sort of time. Maybe potatoes. just
Turnips.
all yeah, a turnip could do some damage if you threw that.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
a
absolutely.
thick turnip.
Yeah.
Like it's a big, hearty vegetable.
Mm.
We can whittle it with our teeth into a knife.
What I was thinking, I am I am about 5'5".
Yeah.
But I thought it would be, perhaps as they are going to attempt to put the noose around my neck, I measured up, they got me on the stool, I measured myself, and then they're gonna pull the lever. But I can shapeshift, so I think while the man's giving his speech, I'm gonna look for the tallest person in the crowd I can see. And
Look for the thickest
analyze the thickest neck, the tallest. I'm looking for the thickest, tallest boy,
Aren't we all?
It's a strange man
Right.
over there. A bit like
It's not compared
corpse
to me.
grinder.
Okay, can you make a investigation check for me, please?
A corpse grinder check, please.
Roll for Cannibal Corpse. I love George. I would spend the whole stream talking about how much I love Corpse Grinder.
He's a great dude.
Okay, so a 16, that's pretty good. You definitely see one of the farmhands who is there, and he is holding his pitchfork, and he's as riled up as anyone else, but he is massive. He's basically Lurch from Hot Fuzz. Or Lurch from Adam's Family,
Okay.
if you prefer. Either way, he's a Lurch.
Big boy.
And I feel like perhaps as they're putting the rope around my neck and they're gonna make me drop, or they kick the stool out from underneath me, that I shapeshift into a tall person and my feet are planted firmly on the ground, and I whip the noose off of my head and then sequentially try and whip the nooses off of as many people as I can. Perhaps in a slightly strategical order. I don't know if anyone else has any powers that might be of hand.
I can cast. I know it's sort of it's not usually used for like bigger stuff, but I can use minor illusion to like, I don't know, make it seem like it's on my neck, but it's just like here.
Oh, so as
So it's like-
you drop,
it-
you just fall.
Yeah, it makes it
through.
look like I fall, but it's just like I sort of the noose wasn't actually tight, and I just sort of slip through the. I imagine there's like the holes in the bottom of the thing, so that you're supposed to like hang and dangle through, and almost like as I sort of go to do it, I sort of as he goes to put the noose on me, I can just sort of carefully almost be like, well, it's better make these put these powers to some kind of use, and then kind of as it only has it's got It's only got some. Yeah, it hasn't. It's got material components, but
It's
I
fine.
can just,
It's fine. I'm gonna overlook that for the the severity of the situation. I imagine.
Yeah, and so maybe just sort of like almost make it look like I have, like, to just a full, at least the guy that's putting it on. So it's just almost like up my chin or something like that instead of being like on my neck. So as it drops, I sort of can sort of lean my head back and it sort of falls upwards and I drop through.
Okay. So that's Elaris and Viola who have a plan. Nycholas is very strong, isn't he? And you were talking about getting the crowd more riled up.
Yeah.
So, what was your plan there?
I think, or the plan was not through a feat of strength, but through more words to try and at least try and do the little that I can to at least try and convince some people that this is wrong, and that would definitely get people riled up. And hey, if they start throwing things early, that might lead to something.
Okay, can you please make a performance check for me?
Okay.
What's the gist of what Nycholas is going to be saying?
It would be about how this is not what the one up high would want. If this is truly what they wanted, they wouldn't have preached, or there wouldn't be so much about forgiveness and acceptance. The words have been twisted into a disgusting perversion, and it is not the people's fault, but the ones twisting the words.
Okay, can you please make a performance check for me? That is a very beautiful sentiment, and I think very in keeping with what the holy text of this world would preach versus of how it was executed. Oh, okay, 17. So
that's a good number. I was expecting a 1.
As you,
No, I took all those. Sorry.
As you're talking, one of the guards comes over and punches you in the stomach to get you to stop talking. But you notice as he's done that, he's dropped a tiny blade in between, the trapdoor, and he's wedged it tight. He's stamped it down to stop the door from opening, and he takes his position back to where he was. Dickie.
Yes. So when the hangman comes around to place the nooses on, I'm gonna just, as he's doing it, whisper to him, "There's something in my hair for you." I'm gonna try and say it as not creepily as possible. I'm aware that sounded really creepy.
Touch my hair.
I'm just like, "There's something in my hair for you, and if you help me out of this mess, there's much more where that came from."
Can you make a persuasion check for me, please? I'm going to give you advantage because I want this to work and I know what you're going to do.
Here comes the 1.
Yeah,
oh my god!
There is 1.
Oh my god!
Oh god!
No!
Charlie, I want you to know that I love you so much. I do.
It was such a good plan. No.
Hey, I can give you some temp HP as a bonus action, so...
So as he's like, "Oh, here's something in your ear," he spits on you. And a glob of human spit just runs. Luckily it's raining, so it doesn't last long, but it's just slowly and for a weirdly long time just running down your face.
I just stand there just nodding very slowly like, "Yep. Okay, no, I should have worded that way better." Yeah. That's on me, actually. Yeah.
When he does that,
Okay.
you can hear him mutter to himself, "Oh, gold leaf." And he picks something up off the floor. You notice that the guard, in his haste, hasn't tightened the noose at all. He just rested it on your shoulders.
Nice.
Now, there is obviously... It's not just you four who are up there on the gallows.
Yes, the old man
The
being
kneeling
Natasha
man.
Bedingfield. So, has he already got the noose on his neck, or
He
no?
does. The noose is there.
He does. I am just going to go as fast as I can. I am going to dip out of my noose that's kind of hanging around my neck, around my shoulders, and just whip his off. Like, undo it, whip it off, and in the nicest way possible, just kind of drag him down the stairs and try and make some kind of escape.
Okay, so what I will say is... I'm going to treat this as like turn-based. So using the same rules, so it'll be 6 seconds. In the 6 seconds, you could probably get to him and take the noose off.
Okay.
Providing you make a successful sleight of hand check.
Oh boy.
I can
What
just see,
trips
like,
and falls off the thing?
the genuine
Oh, no.
fear in Ollie's face just then. Just like,
No, no.
Diving into a new noose.
Yeah, somehow there's
Diving
another thing
into-
over the side, just with like extra nooses.
Okay.
okay, a 17. So
A number.
Okay.
as you run,
It's a 2-digit number. I'm not mad.
in the panic of seeing Dickie suddenly break free and move and run to another prisoner, the executioner pulls the lever, opening the trapdoors. Well, opening most of the trapdoors. Nycholas is stood there and very calmly removes the noose from his head. Elaris and Violet both drop and peek out from underneath the gallows. And with that, guys,
Oh, my shoes are probably still back at the beach.
They're well worn.
Oh no. I just love the sudden realization that he would have my shoes.
No.
My shoes.
Oh.
all right. You guys roll for initiative, and I'm going to treat this as an ambush. Something I will say, though, at the end of every round, the crowd is going to throw vegetables at you.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Now you rolled a 20.
Yeah, perfect.
That's
Great.
what you get. Oh, nearly got a 1 then. Oh, that was bad.
Oh god, I'm not in armor. Oh no.
Oh, you're so squishy.
For me, it doesn't make any difference.
I have
like, right.
negative dex.
Okay. So there's a few things going on right now. Obviously, you've just freed that man. You've escaped the gallows in creative ways, and I will, you know what? If you guys survive this... In fact, no, not even if you survive it. You will get an inspiration point. How about that?
Oh,
Yeah.
For
Thank
fantastic
you.
role-playing.
Yeah.
Oh. lovely.
Could someone please make a perception check for me? Whoever has the highest perception. Or all of you can make it. I'm easy breezy.
What,
like
natural
that.
perception?
No, just to check, as if you were looking for something.
I've
I
only got a
plus-
+1.
I've got +2.
Mine's +0. Does that help?
Well, you might roll
I've
a
got
20.
a +3.
No.
Oh. We should all do
Ooh.
it. It's fun to all do it. That way,
Yeah.
we're all looking about.
Oh, we don't
Oh,
have
okay.
the party sheet in this game.
Oh, the green.
1.
Oh no! You don't know nothing.
I'm bland.
So we've got A 10, an 18, a 1.
The rain got in my
Okay,
eyes.
so Violet and Elaris, and this makes sense considering where you were stood and the fact that you dropped, and so you have a bit more of a vantage point on the ground level. I love when this happens, when the roles kind of make sense in the storytelling way. Your gear is in a sack that you can just see a flintlock pistol poking out in the cage with the next round of hangies.
Next
Okay, so
next to that guard.
up here up the north.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Okay, so my first port of call is going to be this. Is this a guard right here next to me?
No, that is the old man who you just saved.
Oh, I'm not going to punch him then. That would be rude.
Oh, I thought that was the execution guy.
That's like the most chaotic neutral thing you could possibly do. Like, I
I
saved your
think-
life, but I am
like
going to
this.
punch you in the face just to make sure it's fair.
Could I grab the guns out of the bag? Is the bag in front of the
It's in the, so you would have to open the cage to.
open the cage? Okay. Could I have a go at? Can I immediately see if any of them, like if this guard has the keys to the cage, seeing as he's right next to it? Would he be in
Yeah, he
charge?
does.
He
Yeah, he
does.
does.
Well, he's not going to have him for very long because I am gonna.
Spinning back kick.
I'm trying to think of the stupidest way I could.
Look over there.
Do you have any more gold in your hair?
What with the do pocket dust? Go full Dale on him. I think I'm going to reach round and, assuming he's got long hair, because I feel like everyone in this thing would have long hair.
Yeah, it's long, but it's balding. Like, he should definitely shave.
Okay, so I'm going to grab the back where it's still
That
thick and
wasn't a dig. I
It's
promise.
me. It's me.
himself.
Yeah, I was thinking of myself more than anyone. So, sorry, you're going to try and grab it?
So I'm going to grab him by the back of his still lustrous hair around the nape of his neck and say, "Give me a hand with this lock, will ya?" And smash his face into the lock.
Okay, so that's going to be a strength check. What kind of check is that going to be?
I'm going to try and just bring him down and maybe jump on his back to smush him down because I'm quite little, so I think I'm going to have to use all my body.
Okay, so this is going to be
smash him.
acrobat. If you're going to do it that way, it's going to be acrobatics.
Okay.
Like Mario jumping on a Goomba.
Yeah.
Please roll higher than 1.
Two will do. Two will do.
Hey, pretty good. So you grab his hair and you swing around, jump on top of his helmet, and you slam it into the lock.
Yeah.
The gates. Just breaks it down. So instead of using the keys, you've used his face.
Well, I was hoping to knock him out and then steal the keys, but if that works, it works.
It's fine. It's an old lock.
So obviously, I let them out, grab my weapons, and I just kind of shoo them off. I mean, if you see any people worth punching, feel free.
Okay.
But if you if you want to go home to your friends and family, that's fine too. Keep yourself safe. Have fun. Make friends. If you want to stay and help, that'd be cool. But it's understandable if you want to go home. Bye.
So what I will say is that constitutes all of your movement and actions.
Yes.
So in order to either to equip your gear
Okay.
or to throw the gear to any of your recent brothers and sisters in arms, your comrades, that's going to have to be the start of your next turn.
Okay.
If any of your teammates make their way to you and then are able to get their gear from you, then that's a different kettle of fish entirely.
Okay, so I've got all the stuff. So if you come to me, I can give you. I'm like working at a club where I'm at the coat desk. You know.
Okay, so next up we have the mighty Nycholas.
I'm gonna, I guess, continue on my rant from before. If what I said was not true, would I have not hung just then? Or this is the mercy of God that has been brought upon us for this unjust punishment that has been pushed on by those higher in the church.
As you give your speech, you see a wry look from the man beside you, the one who Dickie has just saved. But he seems content with what you've said, but also finds something amusing about what you've said. You can see the town crier at the front panic at your words as the crowd holds their turnips and cabbages in their hands, not quite knowing what to do with them. Yeah, so your speech seems to have, for better or worse, it has definitely landed. And I'm going to count that as a free action as well, because you can kind of just do that as you're wandering about. Or so if you wanted to move or try anything else, the world is your lobster.
I think trying to restrain this person from doing any harm would probably be the best idea.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna try and grapple him and get him into a spot where if he is gonna hurt somebody, it's gonna be me who can probably take it the best looking at everyone around.
Okay, so we have now entered our first contested role of the campaign. So basically, we're just both gonna roll for strength. I'm gonna give you advantage as well because this is technically an ambush as well.
Ooh, okay.
So if you roll
athletics, or
athletics,
strength?
yeah, and I'll just roll
Okay.
strength because NPCs don't have that same kind of breakdown.
That could have been better.
Oh, it could have been a lot better than that though.
No.
Yay!
No, so I will say in doing that, not only do you grapple him, but you just wrestle him to the ground, knocking him prone.
So I think that's all I've got.
Okay. So next, that brings us to Lady Violet. I don't know why I said it in
Okay.
that tone. That was.
Oh,
I sound
it's
like
so stressful.
a strip club DJ. Give the
Lady.
candy.
Lady Vael.
Lady Violet. Okay, well, I'm gonna. So at the moment, I'm obviously the really tall hench farm boy. I'm gonna look at the crowd and see if I can see maybe any toddler-sized humans.
There are.
Don't you look in my direction just because I'm small.
There's one.
I was trying not to say anything.
They don't need to be human at all. If they, just they need to be small and humanoid. And
Small and humanoid. Sorry, I'll point like that so it looks like I'm pointing at you.
and I'm gonna shrink and run underneath the gallows towards where Dickie is, and
Okay.
hopefully retrieve some of my items. And I'm just going to attempt to just find my things while being a child-sized
Okay.
person.
And
I'm gonna do that fun thing, when trick or treaters come, and I offer it out, and then I take it away, and I'm like, and then I hand it back. I'm just kidding. Yeah, take stuff.
Dickie, you are the second most puckish character in this campaign.
Apart from actual puck.
Apart from actual puck, yeah.
I'm just a goofy little guy.
I think this is, if you're going to equip your gear, that's going to count as your action. You've used your movement, and transformation is a free action as well. So, if you equip your gear, then that's your action essentially.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to, because I'm child-sized, aren't I? So it's going to look a bit silly me trying to put my things on. I guess I could try. I'm going to look really silly.
It's going to be all
because I'm going to
baggy
be a
on you.
pint-sized child, and I'm going to, like a child trying on their parents' clothes, I guess, for a bit. Sure, I will
You'll grow
attempt to
into
put my
them.
equipment on. Yeah.
Okay, then next up we have Elaris Vael.
Oh yeah.
So like the
Oh,
stripper.
you're hilarious.
So this guy in front of me, on his model, he has a sword. Does he actually have a sword?
He does. He has a rapier,
Oh, I can't use a rapier. It's not a simple weapon.
and it's a finesse weapon.
It is. Can anyone else use rapiers?
I believe
That's a very
Dickie
good
could.
question, isn't it?
Dickie can, yeah.
I also can. It's just I won't be using them as a finesse weapon.
I can use simpler martial weapons.
Ah.
Or is it marital weapons? Like it's weapons from a marriage? It's like I can.
Well, I'm just thinking
really-
marital aid and
Lady
just like
Violet's
you
thing.
running at someone with a rabbit.
That's not.
Yeah.
That was scary. To be fair,
That would be terrifying.
Hella scary.
I could blast him. Hold on. How close is he? Is he like right next to me, or am I like 10 feet away from him?
He's
Right, I'll see
5.27 feet away from you.
Oh, okay. So technically, he could turn around and smack me in the face if I run away.
No, I think you're 0.27 feet.
Oh yeah, it's
far
5
enough
feet.
away.
Away. So I'm like just outside, aren't I?
Yeah, you're literally playing with fire, but you are.
Yeah.
You're the D&D equivalent of not touching, can't get mad. Not touching, can't get mad.
So maybe I'll, because I'm weak and very squishy as a warlock. Maybe how do I move? That one.
Just drag and drop.
Oh, yeah, there we go. If I go to like here, and then I can. This guy's grappled on the floor. And maybe I'll. It seems evil blasting the town crier, but he is a bit of a dick.
Yeah, he is.
So-
He's.
Well,
Something I will
he's the
say,
mouthpiece
he not only, well, he's the town crier, but you know, like not. You know how say like traffic wardens, for example. Some of them are just doing their job and they like hate it as much as you do, and some of them absolutely fucking love it. He's
Like-
the second one. He loves
He's drunk on the
sentencing innocent
power.
people to their death.
He was making quite a show of it.
Yeah.
He was, yeah, he was
It is
getting
his
into it.
best
So
day.
he's like, yes, finally some real witches. So maybe I'll and I can Eldritch blast him from here. Blast his little face, just like
Blast his tricorner hat off his head.
yeah, just like haha. Go green dice. 15.
So 15 is gonna hit.
Oh yes. And then damage. I will roll. There we go.
Very nice.
Oh Jesus, that was a wiggly one. 12 damage. Sort of eight,
Oh,
just
dear.
like as I'm running away, just like blast him in the butthole
So
and just sort of almost just like ugh.
not only do you knock the hat from his head, but you reduce him to 0 hit points, and he collapses on the floor. As you do that, all the guards panic, run towards him. The old man who was there gets himself up as the guards are distracted, Yeah, you reduced him down to 0 hit points.
Nice.
The old man clicks his finger, and all of a sudden, the guards, the crowd, and even the women who are still trying to get free of that cage, like trying to make sense of what happened in the last 12 seconds, are just laughing hysterically, rolling around on the floor. The only people who aren't laughing are the 4 of you, the old man who you rescued, and the town crier who is currently lying unconscious off the floor. Well, now, the old man whispers, but in a way that all of you can hear. Are you coming? As he slowly shambles off down an alleyway towards the heavily wooded area surrounding the city. What do you guys all do?
I sort of run over there, and I can sort of see Dickie and Violet on my left. I mean, it's the least weird thing I've followed in the last couple of days. So maybe I just sort of shout, I'm like, grab your stuff, let's get out of here while we still can. Because why are they all laughing? That seems weird. Like, something's not right here.
After the old man clicked his fingers. So, does everyone concur with Elaris about following this old man?
Yeah, why not?
I think we haven't got much else to lose. I mean, what other leads do we have, really?
I think that's... So, as...
Does it look like the town crier will make it? Or is he, like, bleeding out?
He is wounded. He is stirring. He is bringing himself to his knees. And as the rain starts to die down, he is wounded and battered, but he's alive. So he looks more afraid and embarrassed than anything else.
Go up to him and steal his shoes. Steal his shoes.
Steal his hat. Take his hat.
Looks
Give
like
him a
you're
wedgie.
on that. Take his
They
shoes.
call it
Take
things.
his shoes. Take his shoes.
I think that... I don't think I will take his shoes. I think that might take too long.
Could you just take those off,
as he
please?
hears Dickie saying, take his shoes, take his shoes, take his shoes, take his shoes, like that over and over again, like in his panic, he just takes them off and throws them towards you.
Hey, free shoes. So yeah, I think seeing that he's not dead or dying, that means I don't need to make sure he's not dying. There's kind of get up, look down at him, and then let's follow the old man.
So as everyone's coming up and presumably coming towards Violet and Dickie, you just handing out everyone's gear.
I'm trying to, but
Deal.
I'm clearly getting it all wrong. Like, I'm handing the wrong stuff to the wrong people, and people are having to figure it out themselves. I'm like a dad on Christmas morning. I'm like, there you go.
Or like the kids, if we get a bucket of KFC, just them
Yeah.
sort of handing it out. Like, no, don't, you're not helping.
Yeah, it's all the wrong stuff. It's all the wrong stuff. It's
I've
all
got
in the
3
wrong
bags
order.
of chips and no chicken. This is...
But I've just got a massive smile on my face because I'm helping, and I'm helping humans, and that feels good because as far as I'm aware, they're still humans. I'm like, these are peoples, and peoples are good.
So the old man leads you. Weirdly, he doesn't say anything to you his entire time as he's walking. He doesn't even turn around to see if you're following. you can still hear the uproarious laughter coming from the town centre. He turns round as he gets into like a very misty and heavily wooded part of the forest. All the trees are in close proximity. Well, congratulations, everyone. You have performed exceedingly well. I'm sorry that it took such dire measures. But as you are no doubt aware, what we are up against is not just a man, but the institution that man has created for himself, encroaching on my world. As he says that, a light blasts out from behind him. Horns sprout from his head. He's holding a snake and a staff in each hand. You have met my emissaries, and they all seem pleased with you. Behind each of you, you feel a hand on your shoulder. As you turn round, it's the 4 Fey beings that you each met, all with a little smile on their face, apart from Puck, who is incapable of smiling because he's a frog.
Stone-faced.
One by one, Morgana ruffles Violet's hair. It's like, welcome to the team. Glad you're here. Hurler. You're right, Dickie. That was not too bad at all. Puck doesn't really know what to do, so he just flops a big tongue on your shoulder.
So gross.
And then Cordelia places both hands on Nycholas's shoulder. You will make a fine warrior for what is to come. But most importantly, you have a noble heart. And that is where we will pick up the next session. Thank you guys for playing, and thank you guys for watching.
Yay!
If you'd like to join one of these adventures yourself, you can check out what games we currently have running on our Start Playing, which is link. I don't know where it's going to show up. I'm going to point in every direction so it's correct either way. But the link is in our information. And for those of you watching, as I mentioned, please feel free to tune in again next week. And thank you for your kind words. So with that, peace out.
Bye.
That's